So, I'm going to measure your facial features for a new face. Yes. Now, I will take a moment to just look to see what we are dealing with. Can I switch that little switch? Just switch that. Step around here. I think I need to switch that switch again. There we go. So, there doesn't seem to be anything. Yes, I think this is an achievable goal here. Yes, so let's get you measured up for that new face. Now, I apologize if any of my measuring techniques seem to be unorthodox or confusing to you, but it is to remember that the face is a three-dimensional thing. Now, if you don't measure it with the angles of the face, your face will be flat. And that is not ideal. No. Of course, we do begin with the, I don't want to say flat portion of the face, but I suppose it sort of almost kind of is, really, if you think about it. I mean, the face has to come round to a meeting point, otherwise you'd have two faces. Have a ponder on that one. I forgot what I was doing. This side? No, I was doing it right. Now, for your flattest part of your face. So then that goes up to that hairline. It is very important we get this hairline right. Would hate for you to have a large forehead or small forehead. Suppose, yes, if we then go from your center flat point to there, should be equidistant to this flat point to here. Wait. Yes, that'll do. So, now we need to go from your flat point to your jaw, because then that needs to be equidistant for the other side of the jaw. Otherwise, you won't be able to chew grapes. And this one should also be something very similar. I mean, no one wants to live off of soup. Yeah. And then wait, let me think about this. Your flattest point to your hairline is like a radius. Your flattest point to your jaw, and then we go flattest point straight down the middle as the crow flies to there. Now we go from your second flattest point, which is there, just there, and we go to the hairline. So we go, up to the hairline and pivot. That. Yes, and then we go up to the hairline and we pivot. Do you have difficulty chewing grapes? With the new face, we can just chisel a bit of that off. Just take it straight off, and you'll have no difficulty with your grape eating. Now, we don't want to do the face curves yet. So let's work from your flattest section. So your flat point there, your flat point there, and then we need to ensure that this flat point is equal to this flat point. And that gives us, yes, let's do that before I forget. So flat point to flat point. Yes, we already know this. Now we go flat point and we pivot the other way to here. And flat point to flat point, and then we pivot again. That, yes, we will chisel a little bit of, I will make a note so I don't forget. It would be awkward if I make a perfect equal face and it doesn't fit. That would just be embarrassing for me. Now, so we have your flat point, flat point, flat point, and yes, and so then your cross, let me take this pen. So your flat point there make some notes on you now, so yes, and then we pop that down. Now there's the cross section of your flat sections should measure up. I don't know why I have such a long tape measure. No one ever has a face that large. Now yes. So that is the cross section of the flat sections there. So we need to go half. What is half of that? 50 to 17. Now there should, from your top flat section, we should be there. And we are. So now we pivot, pivot, pivot. And yes, we are to then that point. But your jaw, because your flat sections are equidistant, but not too, you have a nose in a way. So we go this cross-section point at the flat sections to the lower jaw, cross-section of the flat sections, and yes, and then we pivot to this cross-section of the flat sections to this cross-section of the flat sections, and yes, excellent. So the initial spacings, or outline, I suppose, that is good, but we need some eye holes and a mouth hole, and then the facial curvature, because, where's my foot? Move my foot. Now, if yes, I'll do your holes and bits soon. Now, once again, I'll work to the hairline. Do you wish to keep this on your head? Your scalp section. Okay. So I'm going to twist it back. Take this to that bit of hairline, and let's pivot that down to that cross-section point at your flat sections. That seems like a good tethering point. So you kind of have and then it folds back. That kind of makes sense. Little section by section. So we do there. We best get in next to these ears. There'll be small discrepancies between measurements, not a great deal. So the base of the jaw, which goes to there, yes. So now we up from this cross section of the flat section. Yes, and then a cross section of the flat section to the ear. I'll level your ears as well. Let me see which one looks more even with your face. That one, I'll go with that measurement for both. Yes. So it's your right ear, left jaw. Yes. And then let's just pivot that down once more from the corners of your jaw. The bits will ensure you have a nice, strong jaw. But I need to compensate because I'm going to chisel a little bit of it there so you can chew grapes easier. So, with the way that one was, do that one. Or I'll do the same again. I will just take the measurements for your right side and just, yes, make you perfectly symmetrical. Yes, it's easier, and if it doesn't fit, I'll just chisel a bit or add a bit. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I need your ears. Hopefully I have a spare pair in a jar somewhere. Just pop them on. So you have some new ears. Gonna make some holes for your papers. Something about that nose. And your mouth. Oh, the flat bit, the jaw. Pulls tension underneath there. So just for purpose of compensating to that. So, I need to do the radius of your head, and then from the jaw, and then from the nose. Once again, working from your flat points. I'll get to that. Let's do these eyes. Let's see which eye is more preferable. So, see. There's not a whole lot of difference. Just need to make sure I have eyeballs that'll fit. I think I'll go with your right eye socket and adjust the left. Yes, I mean short of the jaw, left-hand jaw, which needs to be dealt with. Yeah, I could just work from the right side of your face. Okay. Well, let's just check the ears in case your left ear is better than your right. Try not to tense your ears during this. I measurements. That's not a great deal in. I'll just, let's go with the right hand side. Now I need all the mouth and the nose. I must not forget those. I did once, trying to guess the size of someone's nose based off of their cross section of their flat sections. Not an easy job. And that bridge, the beginning of your proboscis. And then the end of your proboscis. Okay, so, mouth. I should have made notes. Silly me, the amount of times I've done this. You'd have thought I would have learned. Keep your face relaxed. Any tension will lead to poor measurements and flash tension. I mean, you'd hate to permanently have a frowny face, unless, of course, that's what you've opted for. I mean, we have frowny faces, we have happy faces, we have, other faces you can pull. I mean, by default, I always put people in for a good, strong jaw. It's a powerful feature to have. Of course, you can opt out for the powerful jaw and perhaps have a weak jaw if you would prefer. I mean, we did have one chap who did request to have a new face, so he would look like an egg. An upside down one, of course, it'd just be silly otherwise. This mouth. Okay, now if you push the corners of your mouth up, like excellent, you get a sense of the radius of your grin. And now if you do the exact opposite and, take the corners down like that, pretend you're Beaker from the Muppets. Excellent. Okay, there's just to ensure we have, enough elasticity within the flesh to move. Yes, and they are the two extremes, if you will. Your valve forming won't be hindered. So it is just the circumference of this flat section, and this flat section, which we can then work out a rough radius for setting the relief, the flesh relief. Although we do advise you don't frown, some people like to, so we have to allow for it. Okay, let's shimmy this on down to your other flat section. Trying to poke you in the eyes. Okay, now take this round for your final flat section, or the radius of your final flat section, going down to there. Okay, so I feel we can get a pretty good idea of the radius as your face pulls in, contours back, and yes, and then the curvature of your flat sections going round. Yes, and it all sort of becomes a bit of a join the dots, almost like drawing a cobweb across you, and then it all just becomes three-dimensional once you pop it all in place. Put a couple of thumbtacks here and there. Just roll this. Now we were taking the right section for the curvature, the right ear measurement, the right eye measurement, and we were chiseling the left jaw. So I just need to pop that down. Just take these off. Pop those out the way. Now, let me take note. So it was the right eye, right ear, right, the 3-point curvature, the mouth was fine, the flat section, radius, and subsequent curvature is fine. On the left jaw to be just pop down fixed for purpose of grape chewing. Excellent. Well, that is all that I need for this. Of course, it'll take us, 6 to 8 weeks to order in the parts. Obviously, I'll need to acquire some new ears if the ears I have in stock are not a match. So we allow 6 to 8 weeks to order the goods, an additional 12 to 18 months to make the face, and we can fit it any time after that, so long as it works within our office hours, of course, which are currently 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. But of course, we'll contact you once the face is made. So, until then, you take care of yourself, and I will see you sometime soon. Cheers.